I'm back. I'm back. Live and in charge. Look at my eyes tonight, y'all. I don't even know half time. And I sure can't see when I take my glass off. Why my eyes so red, y'all? Ain't nobody in here right now. I don't care. You make me come on here and I can't have my avatar no more. So I get to look at myself, and that's the only time I look at myself. I gotta get some. You know what? I am just randomly talking. So hello to everybody come in. If I don't have my glasses on, I can't see. Not for real. I can see the eyebrows though. Anyway, I can. So hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good night. I hope everybody's having a good one. I was asking baby, because I was listening to random people as I was coming on. And it was like two or three people who had lives, and they was hollering and cussing. They was hollering and cussing and cussing and hollering. And I was like, I had to stop the live because I didn't know who I was looking at. Here's the thing. Let me tell y'all something. I can spend all day on the beef sector or on people that holler and screaming their things, and I still won't know who they are. I can't tell you who they are. So I'm not talking about anybody specifically. I'm just talking right now until people get in the chat and we can get into what I'm going to talk about today. So when we all hear this back in the replay, I want y'all to let me know and come down in the comments and answer my questions if you don't answer them in the chat, if I don't happen to go back. So here's my question. So I was talking about it. And as I was talking, I was on here because I don't go on StreamYard anymore. Baby told me not to. Well, she ain't told me not to. She just told me it's better on if I go on YouTube live. Get more traffic on YouTube live. But I think I'm gonna go. I mean, I can't look no worse. These bags, because these bags that bother me more so than anything else. I've always had great hair, but the bags bother me more so than anything else. They're not bags. These dark circles. I look like something wrong with me, and I'm sure it is. But I mean, these just make it look worse. But anyway, I digress. But so, like I said, as I was coming on to YouTube, and you know when you first come on and you get on your timeline and you see the people, and I hit the thing so I can hear people, and I'm just listening. Now I don't know who the hell they talking about or what they talking about, but I know they mad about it. They hollering. Hold on, I can't see. Marlando Shaheen. Hello. I hope that said that right. Hey, thank you. No, I didn't. I mean, I didn't know what I was watching, so I don't comment on. I don't just randomly comment on. I don't know if you were talking to me, but I don't just randomly comment on videos, especially if I don't know the people and I don't follow them or subscribe to them. Thank you for the beautiful. I don't know. I know I said thank you, but I don't know if you understood I was talking to you or what I'm saying. Thank you for. But welcome to the Bomb Squad. Welcome in. Uh, no, but that's not what it was. So I was scrolling and I just stopped to listen because I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to get the lowdown. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to see if something juicy. Because we like gossip. The lie is that we don't like gossip. I like gossip. That is why I watch all the talk shows. That is why when I come on, I go, today on the talk shows, in my talk show host voice. Because I watch the talk shows. Before I come on here, I watch the talk shows and I have scrolled my timeline and I have done so that I don't come on here with something to talk about. So, because I don't just like sitting up randomly. Now, I will. Much like I was talking about my hair and my eyebrows a minute ago. I will talk about that. But I like to have something so I can go back and forth with you guys so we can have a discourse, a dialogue, and, talk, chit chat, chop it up, as they say. Here's the thing. So, like I said, I keep getting thrown off. Like I said, here's the thing. So, you walked in on somebody yelling? Yes. So I just turned the volume on because when you first get on your feed, you don't hear the volume unless you turn it on. So I turned the volume on and it was motherfucker da 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 da. I was like, okay, who they motherfucker today? And when I first started looking at it, It was like, I want to say there were like 72 or 73 people in there. It was in the 70s. I only looked at it for like 2 or 3 minutes. Rico! I only looked at it for like 2 or 3 minutes. And it was up to like 170, 150. And I stopped and paused it. I said, baby. She said, huh? I said, yeah. I said, is that what I got to do to get that many people in my life? She said, yeah, to start cussing. I said, but don't I got to have somebody cussing? And then it made me wonder, do they really be cussing at somebody? Or, I don't know. Because, I mean, there's only so many ways you can say, motherfucker. How many so many times you call somebody one? Hold on. Only so many times you call somebody one before it loses its flavor, before it loses its kick. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I told baby, I was like, I mean, I can cuss. I mean, but that'll be all I'm doing. And I really don't know anybody like that. Not really, you know what I'm saying? I try to, it's not so much that I try to keep myself out of beef. It's that I've never found beef necessary. I've never found the back and forth, the going and forth. I've never found that necessary. So that would be very disingenuous for me to get up there and all of a sudden start cussing out Rico. If I don't want to deal with Rico, I just don't deal with Rico. I just don't go click on this. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think I'm a little too nonchalant for the beef sector. And I ain't about to keep going back and forth. You got one time to call me a motherfucker. I'm like, I sure am, and click off. So, you know what? You right. You right. I'm gonna let you argue with yourself. But so that leads me to what I do. I look at stuff so I can talk to y'all about it later. So I start with this stuff. So I seen somebody else was doing a live about it, but I'm just gonna touch on it because it's kind of the first few things we're gonna talk about are just ridiculous. Thing number one, I want to say she was working at T-Mobile. There was a T-Mobile employee that was, I'm assuming she was lady bought a new phone and she was downloading her information from her old phone to a new phone. I'm assuming that's what it was. Maybe she was fixing it. I don't know. But there was an employee that had access to a person's unlocked phone. So I want to say before the lady left the store, she realized that somebody had cash apped themselves $400 on her cash app. Now, I don't know if any of y'all know anything about Cash App, but Cash App has your whole government name, okay, in the background. It has your social security number and everything. Cash App got all your business. Now, while the Cash App name may be something you make up, in the background, it got your whole government name, okay? And like I said, your social security number. So the lady's like, I didn't do this. One of y'all people stole $400 from me. So they go and they find the young lady who was helping her. And they take the young lady in the back. And the young lady, they were like, did you cash app yourself $400? No. And then they showed the lady, they showed the worker. Well, is this you? Is this your cash app? Yes. Is that your name? It had her full name. It wasn't like a DC and Lisa. It wasn't like that. It was her full government name on her cash app. And they said, well, is this your name? Yes. Was this your cash app? Yes. Well, why did you cash app yourself $400 when you had the lady phone? I didn't do that. I don't know how they got there. Go to her phone, and she has $400 in her cash app. As they walking out, the girl mama, I don't know. I think they let her talk to her mama on the way. You know, call on the cell phone, right? Mama answered the phone, And mama, they said I cashed out myself $400 from this lady phone. I didn't do it. Hey, Magdalene, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. The mama was, oh, black lady. Mama was like, was it your cash out? Yes, ma'am. Well, is it on your phone? Yes, ma'am. She said, girl, why the hell you call me? And you know, as a mama, you really want to just leave somebody out there hanging. You really, really do. And I know she wanted to just hang up on and say, just arrest her. And I didn't hear the rest of it because they went off. And, you know, because it was a video. But I'm sitting up there for everybody who is working in a situation where you have access to people's information and you don't have sense enough to not cash out your government name onto the phone you pay for. If you are too stupid to realize that you are going to go to jail and have to pay back the money plus lawyer fees, plus fines, plus you might have to lose some of your freedom. You know what? Sometimes you be want what you want. You want to just like you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Not anymore. Because I come to realize that the internet has made people psychotic. Because y'all just come on here saying anything. So I'm scrolling through TikTok, and this girl comes on, and she says, I want to clarify. Now, I had never seen this girl before, so I don't know what she's clarifying, but I stopped because every now and again, them stories be kind of good. So this is what she clarified. Her first story time was my boyfriend cheated on me with his sister. Now, you know what I didn't need to know? That. Absolutely. I didn't need to know that. I didn't need to know that your brother cheated on you with his blood sister. I didn't need to know that. But the plot is thick. The plot is thick. So she calls the boyfriend ex. She calls the sister sister. To white girl. She funny, but it was how she was telling the story. And now there's a stepbrother involved who is not biologically related to the sister and brother duo. And he comes into play. She said what had happened was the sister slept with the stepbrother, got pregnant by the stepbrother. Once she found out she was pregnant, for some reason, her and her brother decided to do the nasty. And then the stepbrother caught the brother and sister doing the nasty. And the reason that the girlfriend knows about the ex and the sister was because the stepbrother came in and told her. I'm like, wow, I appreciate y'all giving me something to talk about on my channel. I really, really, really do. I really want to understand why we ain't ashamed of shit no more. I don't. That's all. Hey, brown sugar. I don't. I'm flabbergasted. She cheats with the. She had sex with a stepbrother, gets pregnant by a stepbrother, then because in some world that meant you should go have sex with your real brother. Because maybe now you pregnant and can't get pregnant by your real brother. But the thing is, why do you have to, why we come online and tell everybody the worstest of the worst shit that we should never tell nobody in life? There's no life. There's no life where you should get up in the morning and go, you know what? I want strangers to know that my boyfriend cheated on me with his sister. Right after his sister slept with, they got pregnant by the stepbrother. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. So there's another one. Well, this one's not bad. There is another one. There's a little boy. His name is Bradley. And Bradley has a black stepfather. And Bradley is in grade school. And there's and Bradley's teacher tells stories about Bradley because Bradley says he's step black. He said he is black because his stepdaddy black. Now, you know that's a good relationship there when the baby want to take the whole race. So he told a story right before I was getting ready to get online about what Bradley did one day. Bradley ran into the classroom and said, I forget the teacher's name, but teacher, so and so gonna come here and tell you I hit him. And he could be like, did you hit him, Bradley? He said, I sure did. He said, because I'm black, I can't play first because we was playing chess. And the teacher's like, Bradley, you're not black. Yes, I am. My stepdaddy black. So I don't know. So the little boy who he hit came in and said, Mr. Teacher, Bradley hit me. Well, did you say that he couldn't play first because black people can't play first? He said no. He said we're playing chess. And he was black. He said the game says the person who is the white what is it? The white um the white pieces can't go first. The black goes second. I didn't say black people couldn't go first. He said it's always the black people. That's what Bradley said. I like that about Bradley. Yeah. Bradley's a real one. Bradley's funny. He just I don't now we don't never see, he doesn't show any pictures of the little boy because they don't, because real teachers or real parents are not going to show their kids like that, especially when they're young. But he just talks about him. So, and I know Bradley just over there laughing and telling his stepdad. I know they just be sitting up there rolling because they know who it is. But that just was funny to me because Bradley is a proud black man. It's a little white 10-year-old, but more power. Power to the people, Bradley. So on to the big topic at hand tonight. I have two, but the first one is one that I often touch on. It is parents and parenting and children. So there was a case. And here's the thing, I don't say names. One, because when you move it through the legal system, it's all alleged. I'm not going to say a name. I'm just going to give the information, the basic information. And if you want to look it up, you can go look it up and see it. Somebody who's an actual reporter, because I'm just talking about the situation. The specific situation is giving me a general situation to talk about. So that's why. So I don't have to keep saying allegedly for everything that's going on. So a young boy, 12 years old, went to school one day. He comes home, opens the door to his house, and there's no one or nothing in the house. The mama and the boyfriend, keep that information, have completely moved out and moved to another state. They didn't just move down the street, they moved to another state. The little boy goes next door to the next door neighbor and asked the neighbor, have you seen my parents? Where are my parents gone? There's nothing in the house. And if the picture is correct and it's just not some stock photo or AI, you can see where they've taken everything. There's not a table. There's not a mat on the floor. There's not a rug on the floor. So the neighbor calls the police. The police come. They finally get in touch with the mother first. She says his uncle is coming to pick him up. So either she was just lying so she could figure out a way. It wasn't an either. I don't understand why she did what she did. Because when they called the uncle in question, the uncle said, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. She did what? So they get in touch with the boyfriend, who has a list of reasons why they had to leave the 12-year-old little boy. Pack up everything. Now understand, hear me what I'm saying. You went to school this morning. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if it's your husband and your kid. I don't care who it is. Hey Addie, how you doing? I don't care who it is, but just imagine you're a 12-year-old child. You go to school. When you go to school, you got a room, you got shit, you got your stuff, everything is in your room. You come home in the afternoon. Now, kids are gone maybe 8 hours. I mean, depending upon how old they are. Nick went from 8 to 3, then 9 to 3. So 7, 8 hours in school, right? So in that amount of time, you have cleaned that entire apartment out and left that child there by himself. So they arrested the mother and the boyfriend. But what got me was the boyfriend having this list of reasons why he could no longer live with the 12-year-old child. Now, let me tell you something. I will never ever say Nick is perfect. I'll never say he ain't getting in trouble, but I will say that I've never had an issue with him being disrespectful, especially in front of me, to anybody. Because I have heard children tell the boyfriend of the month, or the boyfriend of the hell, the boyfriend of the week, you ain't my dad. I ain't got to listen to shit you say. I done heard them. I laughed at a few of them because they right. But it's still, he's never done that. He's only had a couple of opportunities to do that, but even in that, he wouldn't do it because I raised him better. And because I tried to keep a lot of that away from him. Okay. So I'm at a loss. Really, I am. I don't know where to go from this, because the only thing that I have from this particular situation is, at what point, and I think I asked it earlier this week, it might have been yesterday, but at what point is it enough? At what point can you bitches just sit there and be by yourself? Take care of your kids, go to your job, sit on your couch, eat your ice cream out of the pint box, watch your cable, and be satisfied until somebody real and right come along. Yeah, Addie, they were arrested. Then wasn't the parents. That wasn't his daddy. That was the boyfriend. Or the way they said it, it wasn't his daddy. Now, I don't know for certain. Because like I said, it moves into a larger issue. First of all, who the hell is talking about my son? I got a list of reasons why we gotta leave my son. We gotta pack up the whole house and leave my 12-year-old alone to come home to an empty house because you got a list of reasons. Bitch, what? Shut the, man. I say it and I say it again. She is just a product of this I can't be alone time in life. And I don't get it. I don't get it, especially Leilani, especially when kids are involved, especially when children are involved. Your big fat nasty ass done walked out of there and let that man walk you out of your house and let your baby come home to an empty house with nothing in it. And I wouldn't even answer the damn phone. If the police had called me and I was gone, I wouldn't even answer the damn phone to lie and sit up there and talk about his uncle coming to get him. I would have just let them find me later. And I'm already looking stupid as hell. And then you got this man sitting up here talking about you got a list about my son. Boy. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say I ain't never stayed in a relationship too long, because it's a lie. I ain't going to sit up here and say I ain't never dated somebody that I shouldn't have never. I ain't going to sit up here and tell you it's some coochie that I want to snatch back up off some motherfuckers. I promise you that. If I could figure out a spell to just snatch the coochie off some of these folks I done gave it to, I swear to God, there'd be a lot of miserable niggas in the world. I don't mean a lot like that. Calm down. But I'm just saying. I'm not about to sit up here and tell you I have a stellar dating history, because I don't. The reason I can sit up here and say this shit with my whole chest, 10 toes down, covering the ground I roll on, It's because I have did the dumb shit too. But I just so happen to look out at the end. And I'm going to always put my wife on a pedestal. Always. And, you know, until she do something I don't want to. And then y'all still wouldn't know. Coochie repossession. Absolutely. Absolutely. There needs to be a spell to where you can snatch them good feelings, to where you can snatch the sunshine up off these motherfuckers. It's got to be. It's a couple of folks I just want right now to be miserable. Miserable. Because I made them too happy. For no good reason. But that's a story for another time. But anyway, back to what I was saying. There's got to be a point. There has got to be a collective, and we have got to keep putting the foot on the necks of our women, of our cohorts, of our tribe, of us. We gotta keep putting the foot on our. We gotta keep doing something, because this shit is just ridiculous. I love Karamo, but Karamo's very sweet. And he wants, much like, it used to piss me off all the time when Maury would sit up there and the dude that cheated for the past 20 years, and Maury was like, well, y'all can fix your family, or the baby wasn't his, and Maury was like, well, my child isn't my biological shut up. I need just one talk show where you just tell them, why are y'all together? Now, Karama do it sometimes. Karama will bust moves sometimes and be like, y'all don't need to be together. Please don't ask them married. Da 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 da. But there needs to just be woman to woman, not no table talk, just real talk. Just, bitch, are you high? What is wrong with you? The chick on what's the name? On Karamo today. She get up, she got a timeline of how this man that cheated on her the whole time they've been together. She got, no matter how many times she tell him, it bothers me when you talk here. But okay, let me start this by saying this. I don't give a shit who DC talk to. Male, female, gay, straight, ugly, pretty. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. Because she's not going to, because I have faith in her, because she's not giving me a reason not to have faith. You see what I'm saying? So her talking to her coworkers, her talking to y'all, her talking to anybody, going to play, going to the casino with Miss T Velocity. Her and Leilani be doing stuff all the time. I look damn crazy sitting up here getting mad because she talked to somebody. I am not insecure enough to where I am so worried about what my wife is doing that it causes me actual physical pain when her phone go off. It just scared me. Because for some reason, I don't know. This ain't got to do what you're talking about. For some reason, when a phone ring loud, it make my heart jump a little bit. I don't know why that is. My phone is always on silent, which I'm sure is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is. My phone's always on silent. Not on silent, on vibrate. Because for some reason, because my phone doesn't ring enough. If my phone like rang all the time and I had a whole lot of friends and a whole lot of people I was talking to, I talked to 2 people that don't live in this house. One is in this chat right now, and my sister is somewhere in Oklahoma, Kansas, somewhere in the middle of bumfuck where Leilani at. In that little Midwest little area where it's just dirt and wheat, I think, corn. And one of y'all got corn. Who got potatoes? Is that Idaho? I don't know nobody from Idaho. I think I got ADHD. Or not ADHD, because I can sit there for hours and do one thing. I don't know. Jump back and forth by myself. I don't know. But anyway, I digress again. But she had a timeline of him cheating. Hold on. Phone ringing scares me too. I be at Pawpaw about to have a heart attack loud as I was phone scared. I know. And baby, okay, so baby, she works Monday through Wednesday, right? And she has the old ring, the phone ring, and it rings and it'll be quiet because like she got her headphones on. Y'all don't hear her, but she's watching a soap opera. The TV is just on so I can have some light because all the lights around the bed are colored or very dim. So, and I don't know what my ring light is. I'm sure I got one, but I don't know where it is. So it's quiet. If I'm not talking to y'all, it's quiet. All of a sudden, her phone will ring. Daddy got a police car. What's that siren? And then the old telephone, and it'll be quiet in here, and then all of a sudden you'll hear. I'm like, oh, I'll be sitting over here like I'm running from the police. The fuck? But anyway, but this lady and those like her that go on the talk shows because you know your partner is cheating. I just said, lady, whatever, that goes on the talk show because you know your partner is cheating. Why did you make it to the talk show? At what I sent Keith a message one day telling him about the phone and how I don't think it used to scare me as a kid. No, because when I was a kid, I had friends. I wanted to hear the phone ring because I mean somebody was calling me because nobody calling my grandma, you know. Not trying to be funny. It wasn't because she wasn't beautiful. She was. She thought she was cute. Anyway, she called with a little cute lady, black lady, little old lady thing, and me very prim and proper. Always. Well, like she wasn't cute. Just she wasn't dating. So I knew somebody was calling me, and I was happy because that means I got friends. But that was because you're a kid. Or if you're dating somebody, yeah, or if I was dating somebody when I was young, he calling me. He calling me. That's, when you're a kid. Then when you get older, you get bills, you got bill collectors. I'm not answering that damn phone. And then you get exes. I'm not answering that damn phone. And then you get used to not answering that damn phone. And then all of a sudden, somebody come along with a loud ass ringtone by their damn scared of. Yeah. So yeah. But I said all that. Excuse me, y'all. Talking, my lips got dry. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The leaving your child alone in an apartment is the extreme. But it's people don't realize it's the thousand little things that happen even when you stay. Because you sitting up there trying to please somebody that don't want you or that doesn't want the situation you put him in. You got women sitting up there asking their friends to take care of their babies for a little while because he don't want to have, because he don't know I got kids. Or you got dudes not telling the girl they dating that they got 3, 4, 5 baby mamas and 12 children because they don't want the girl. I'm like, excuse me, y'all. I was feeling something on my lip. That's aggravating. It just pisses me off. It just irks me to no end. That baby, I feel so bad for that baby. Can you imagine as a grown-up coming into your home? Hear me. I want y'all to close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I want you to remember getting ready for work this morning, or getting ready for school this morning, or getting ready to run errands this morning. And you out bebopping and having your day. You come back to your house 6, 7 hours later. You open the door to an empty home. Man told me once he didn't like kids. I said, okay, well, we won't work out. Right. You come back home. If y'all got your eyes closed, imagine coming home to no furniture, no food, none of your stuff. Everything in the house is gone. The house looks like the apartment when you first moved in. Now imagine yourself as a 12-year-old child. No, he's not a man. No, he's not a teenager. He's a child. He can't do shit on his own. Nothing. Not nothing. He can't even get an Uber on his damn own. He probably don't know nobody damn telephone number. I bet you right now, Nick might know my telephone number. Maybe. It's been programmed in his phone his whole life. I can't tell you half the people phone number I call. I can tell you my wife's phone number. And that's with only certainty that I can tell you her number. And then sometimes I got to sit up there and say it in my head to myself because I'm sitting up there trying to figure out, is that right? Because again, it's programmed in my phone. But imagine coming home, and I bet he called his mama. How much you want to bet she ain't answer? Because he had to go next door to the next door neighbor to ask if she knew anything. And I bet she was like, huh? He said, it's nothing over there. Everybody gone. Have you seen my mama? Do you? I'm sure, I don't know what he said, but I'm sure it's along the lines of that. And she go over there and see a butt naked ass house. And I'm sure there's gonna be somebody, well, we don't know what she's going through. That's another thing that pisses me off. When somebody comes out, either somebody comes out and makes post a dumbass story time about something they know they should have kept to their damn self, especially when it got to do with kids. I'm in total shock. That's taking neglect on a whole nother level. Absolutely. But imagine now, if you imagine you doing it as an adult, imagine you doing it as a kid. Everybody in the chat, imagine coming home from school one day, and y'all know how y'all house how your room set up, how y'all set up. Imagine coming home one day from school and there's nothing in your house. You open the door, put the key in the lock, open the door, and the living room empty. The kitchen ain't nothing on the counter in the kitchen. You go to the bathroom, your shit gone out the bathroom. You go to your room, your bed gone, everything gone. They took his stuff too. There wasn't nothing in there. Hold on. Ain't nothing I can go through that will make me leave my kids alone with nothing. Nothing. Let me tell you something. And let me tell you something. There have been a few stories about people who have done things that may have been the wrong way, but for the right reason. There was a young lady who nobody would watch her baby, and she had an interview trying to get a job so she could take care of her kids. So she had two children. She knew the interview wasn't gonna be long. She had set them up in the trunk or the back of the car with water, snacks, iPads, everything, and parked them outside of the place where she was. I don't remember how somebody found out, but they wanted to arrest her. Or the mama that lied about her address so her child could go to a better school. They wanted to arrest her. Or the lady who brought her kids to an interview, sat them in a chair, a booth, or whatever. I think it was a restaurant or something. And they called the police on her because they said the kids had been abandoned. Now, I'm not talking about having to make hard decisions. Then, yeah, maybe I could understand people getting in the comments and they're talking about it's going to be okay, mama, you doing the best you can, giving advice and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about. And talking people be in the comments, it's like I forget these people. They're on TikTok. But on social media, especially on TikTok, if you gain a lot of you can gain a lot of followers quickly on TikTok because of TikTok's format and because of the things that it allows. Like on YouTube, you can't. Copyright is no. It's just so much you can't do and say on YouTube that will keep your money flowing. You get bigger money, I think, on YouTube, but it's harder to get it. On TikTok, you can get money quicker. So people come on TikTok on these short things and these stories telling us this shit that we really didn't need to know. There was a family, the Jenkins, that was it. It was her. She was pregnant. They had 5 kids. He had a kid. The baby she was having is 7. They living in a 1-bedroom apartment where the adults, the grown-ups, have a nice, comfortable room. And the children are sleeping on pallets on the floor, even in the kitchen and by the front door. And people in the comments talk about you doing the best you can. No, the hell you not. You got a man in that house who has his child in that house. And the 4 or 5 children he done knocked you up with. He can't get a job. The reason he can't get a job is because if he gets a job, then he'll have to pay child support for the child he got. So he can't get a job. And he also can't get a job because none of the jobs that he goes to are good enough for him. But we have all these kids. I like being pregnant. But we have a nice room. We have the master bedroom, and we have a king size bed, and we have a PlayStation 5 and a flat screen set up while your children are unwashed, unmedicated, sleeping on the floor, sleeping in the kitchen, sleeping by the front door. And you get mad when people talk about you like I'm talking about you. You done lost your platform 4 or 5 times. People, the killing part, when she first got popular, people were sending her stuff. She had an Amazon wish list. They were sending her mattresses and beds and everything. She showed that shit one time. Then eventually she just didn't even put it up, or it got broken and the kids was back sleeping on the floor in dirt with the cats who she couldn't take care of. The cats was sick. The kids was covered in lice and fleas. They were sleeping on shitty ass mattresses. This is the stuff I'm talking about. I should know this about everybody. I should know that you got your kids sleeping on nasty mattresses. I should know you got a pregnancy kick and like to stay pregnant for some reason, but you ain't got no money to take care of. I shouldn't know any of this, but I do. So thank you. I appreciate everybody who is just an awful parent. Excuse me. Thank you. I had to hydrate. So as I was scrolling again, hold on. You know, sometimes I don't know if Leilani is the last person. So Leilani, ain't nothing I can go through that will make me leave my kids alone with nothing. This is the last thing I'm seeing on here. So if somebody has typed something since then, I'm not ignoring you. I just the way my phone is set up and do what it want to do. So as I was scrolling again, young lady was on there was saying she needs a mom. Where's her mom at? Now I did um I commented on the post. Okay, that's the last. Okay, cool. I commented on the post. I said, "Oh, baby," because I felt that in her. I felt that when she, you know how you try to hold back from crying and you try to hold it in, but a feeling hits you so hard that it takes your breath away. Where's her mom at? Why is this baby on TV? I mean, not on TV, on the internet, begging for somebody to be her mama? Now, I know that sometimes these things are just performative and people just doing stuff. I know that. But the reality is, more often than not, they telling the truth. I watched on, I want to say it was Steve. It was Steve today. And I grew up, I am 58, and I grew up and was raised where there was no such thing as sparing the rod. There's no such thing as that. You got your ass beat. You got it beat and you got it beat well. You got sticks and extension cords and switches and flip flops and spatulas, whatever the hell your mama could get her hands on. Now, do I think that is right? Not necessarily. I grew up realizing that a lot, and it sounds crazy, but that's how our ancestors were raised. We were raised with corporal punishment as a way of making people do what the fuck they tell them to do. And it just trickled down to raising kids. Now, did it work? No, because I'm going to tell you something. If corporal punishment worked, that also means the death penalty works. And it don't, because people are still getting murdered, even though they know that if they get caught, they can get murdered too. So, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. The threat of violence doesn't work. The threat of taking your fly swatters, pieces of wood, rubber strip, whatever, Hot Wheels tracks, them Hot Wheels. Hell, you had parents just buy a Hot Wheels track for the Hot Wheels so they can beat your ass with it. Okay? But the reality is that a lot of parents took that shit too far. My mom would tear my legs up. Nobody would say nothing. I'd be all right with that. I mean, because once it was over, it was over. I mean, I didn't like getting a spanking, but it was what it was. It was how I grew up. I didn't spank Nick. Like I told y'all, I think in his whole lifetime, he might have got, I can count his whoopings on one hand. His whole lifetime. I ain't cocking my little hand. I think you should pop on hands, because here's the thing. When they're little, 2, 3. I don't. Ain't no use you. There's no point in popping anything before 2, because it just means you hitting them. They don't understand. But once they get an understanding, once they can respond to you in a manner that means they understand that they're doing wrong, especially if they start crying, if you look at them, they don't. I don't have a little hand pop. Don't do that, because that redecorates the thought process. That don't work after a certain age, and by then, there's shit you can take from them. You want to hurt Nick feelings? Take his PlayStation. Take his phone. Take his phone. You want to hurt your child feelings? You want to punch home the idea that they doing something wrong? Take that phone. You ain't got to take. Nick don't watch TV. I could take Nick TV. I could take the whole TV out the room. He would not care. But take that phone. But I'm saying all that to say this. There was a mother, a daughter, and a granddaughter. And the daughter brought her mother on there because her mother was violent with her, used to beat her. And even after all that, even after the mama used to beat her, the mama used to beat her like they was fighting. The mama used to have her, made her dance at strip clubs. The mama used to get mad, all kind of stuff. And even though the daughter got away from it, she still wanted her mama. She wanted her mama so much that when she had a daughter, she let her mother babysit her daughter. And her mother did the very same thing to her daughter to her granddaughter that she did to her daughter. I don't know. Me and my mom got into stuff when she was drinking. And I don't know. I mean, she still had issues about me that I don't know about, that I, to this day, turn off the internet. That's your move. That I'll find out when I go to glory, if she want to tell me. But by the time Nick came along, she was no longer drinking, and it was a little better. But she wasn't by herself. My sister was with her. My sister was watching him too, because I wanted my mama. I did. I ain't gonna lie. The only parent I had that was physically present. And even though my grandmother was my mother, my mom, I still wanted the person who gave me life, who birthed me. And did it always work out? No. But if my mother had been as physically violent, I wouldn't have put a girl with her, because my mother was different with boys as well. That's a show for another. It's a topic for another show. Women who are different with boys than they are with girls and their kids. But anyway, she sent her daughter to her grandmother, and the grandmother did the same thing. The little girl said that when men would come over, she kept telling her to sit differently, and to close her legs and cross her legs. And every time she would do it, she would tell her to do it, she would get mad. And when the person left, she jumped on the little girl talking about she fast and this. Hear me. There's no judgment. And here's the thing. I understand that just because you can have a baby doesn't mean you want to. Just because everybody's not meant to be a parent. I get that. I've said that on many occasions. And you shouldn't feel like you have to be a parent. But here's my question. If you know you can't love your kids, if you know that it's not in you to be a mama, why have them? Why keep them? The one thing I will give my mother I don't even know if she meant to do it, but the one thing I would give her kudos for is knowing she couldn't raise me and giving me to my mom. But to the ladies, I mean, even though she came in and did her little damage, and yeah, but I would have had an exceptionally different life had I stayed with her. Would it have been bad or good? I don't know, but it would have been exceptionally different. And the life I have now is the one that led me to where I am. So I'm not going to look at it like that. But here's my question. If you know that this mama thing ain't for you. You know you can't give this child the love that you need, that they need. For whatever reason. Why keep your baby? I bet you got an auntie that one of the kids could never have none, or a cousin, or hell, anybody. Well, not anybody, but you know what I mean. Why subject this child to pain so you can tell people you're somebody's mama? Well, you're not a good one. So, and people know, let me tell y'all something. People know. They just don't say nothing. Your mama know you're not a good mama. But she don't say nothing, hoping you'll change, hoping you'll get better. Your sister know you're not a good mama, and she probably said something to you. Or comes and gets her niece and nephew. A lot. Your friends know. But for whatever reason, they think if they don't say nothing, you'll change. You left your child in an empty apartment because your man had a problem with him. The boyfriend said he got a list of why they had to leave him. On the Steve show, when the grandmama came out, now here's the thing, you can tell when somebody ain't lying on you. Because she didn't even have sense enough to not act like she was crazy as hell. Because she came out there, she came out the gate wanting to fight her daughter. I ain't did shit to you, da 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 da, whoop de whoop. Well, she failed a lot of take tests because they lied to take to her. She failed a lot of take tests on her daughter and her granddaughter. I just want to came again. I don't understand this humiliation kink that people have by going on these talk shows, lying, taking a lie to take the test, and acting like you Jason Bourne and can pass that bitch. Why are you lying? I don't understand that. It's like some kind of kinky self. It's like some kind of S&M shit that I don't understand. We're going to think you're lying. Nothing that a woman can say, nothing that woman and her boyfriend can say can justify leaving that little boy. I don't give a fuck if your list is 3 pages long. It ain't got nothing to do with you. The first person should have been gone was you. You should have packed your shit and left. If you had an issue with that little boy and you can't stay in the house for whatever reason, for whatever made up manly ass, stupid ass reason that you got, you should have packed your shit and left. I, for the life of me, don't understand why women are still dealing with men on any level. And I understand it is not all men. I understand that. It's just like it is not all men, just like it ain't all black people, it ain't all white people, it ain't all women, it ain't all kids, it ain't all nobody. But the reality is the shit, it is most of them. Because, and here's the thing, if it's not most of them, y'all motherfuckers need to have a meeting. Because the ones you letting out in the wild and free dogging and raw dogging everybody is making it bad for y'all. What kind of man would allow you to pack your shit up and leave your son at school to come home to an empty house? What kind of man is that? You think you got a man because he helped you pack the car, but leave your son at school alone? What kind of woman watches you ignore your child, not pick him up, not send child support, not even call him on the phone, but makes excuses for you and can't wait to be baby mama number 2, 3, 4, whichever one you had? What kind of woman is that? Is that the kind of woman you want your kid to be like? Here's the thing. Why are people dating people they don't want their children to be like? Why are you having children by people you don't want your child to be like? And I'm not talking about financially or shit like that. I am talking about basic shit that go on in your house. I don't know. And I know these videos may not change anybody. But I feel like if I say it and somebody hear it, just one person, and it make one person look side-eyed at that nigga that keep on lying to you, hurting your feelings, and making you feel insecure in your own house while doing it in front of your children. If it make one person go, you know what, I'm about to pack my shit up. Even if it just makes them think about it, then my job is done. Even if it just makes them think about it. Yeah. That was it. That was my day today. I came on kind of late, y'all. I was trying to make it to an hour. Um, hey, Journey. Hey, y'all. I just, I can't imagine. I can't imagine it. Is there anything else we can talk about today? If I watched, I did watch something scary, but it was kind of stupid. I'm not gonna watch that. Let me see. Babe. Baby.
Huh?
You got, she got headphones on, y'all. You got a subject? You got a topic? You got something to talk about?
Ask them.
I did. You know
Stories.
what? You know what? You know what?
People using people, doxing people. Do that.
It's illegal to put people's personal information out there. And if anything happens to them because you put their name, social security, and address out there, you can be held liable in some form or fashion. Stop it.
Meantime, why do people dox?
Oh, baby said, why do people dox? I don't know. See here, I don't know. We were doxed and we were whatever. I I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand what you get out of potentially harming someone. I don't get that. Because think about it. The internet is forever and it is international. That's number one. Hold on. Nana B, hey y'all. It is forever and it's international. So you dox somebody. You put their business out there. You put their home address, their name, their telephone number. The hell, their social security number if you done got jiggy with it. And somebody sees that, takes that information and goes over to their house and robs them or kills them or harms them in any way. And you think, oh, what I did is just fine. That's nothing. Until you get a summons from the person or the person's estate is suing you for putting their information out there, making it a harmful environment. And you go, well, that's not illegal. Yes, it is. It's illegal. The laws are catching up with the internet. The reason you could get away with doxing for so long is because the laws hadn't caught up with the internet. The internet was jumping, doing what the hell it wanted to do. I think they think it's going to cause you harm and expose something. But I grew up in the yellow pages era. My name, address, from yeah, used to be around. Google. If you know my real name, Google it. However, intent matters with the law for all people that don't understand. Intent matters. Just like ignorance doesn't. Ignorance of the law does not change the law. That's number one. Number two, intent matters when it becomes the law. Case in point, me and Leilani have a fist fight. Bow, 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 bow.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
DC said that'd be funny. Bow, 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 bow. What we were doing was illegal. I killed Leilani on accident. I was trying to hurt her, but I accidentally killed her.
Oh, Lord.
Now, it depends upon the state, depending upon the evidence, depending upon the intent. It depends upon that. All plays into a part of how I'm charged. Anywhere from second-degree murder all the way up to involuntary manslaughter. It can be anywhere and in between. Intent matters with the law. So if you intentionally put somebody's personal private information on the internet for all to see to bring them harm, guess what, Buttercup? That's going to be your ass. If you catch somebody that's litigious. Ask Tasha K. She on her second, third, or fourth. I don't know which lawsuit that ass is on. Her grandbaby's going to be paying back her damn lawsuits because somebody is suing her for $30-some million. I'm like, shit, she ain't paid Cardi B back yet. But ask her about that doxing and telling folk business. It's illegal. Now, I know people ain't going to stop it, but I'm going to say it. Because then I feel better about myself. Stop it. People are crazy. There's one, it only takes, here's the thing. Well, I think we don't think about when we're mad. Because when I'm mad, I don't give a shit about what happened to nobody. I think they think, yeah, okay, I was making sure anybody else wrote nothing. I think they don't, when you're mad, you really don't process the shit you doing or saying out your mouth and with your actions. You don't. When I'm mad, I don't process till later on that I go, maybe you shouldn't have said it like that. I meant it, but maybe I shouldn't have said it. You know, things like that. When you're pissed off and when you're mad with somebody, you just do what the fuck ever come to you. The first thing come to your mind. First thing come to my mind with somebody is to cease to exist. That's the first thing come to my mind with somebody. I don't go to physical anymore because one, I am no longer Billy Badass. I am Lisa Hot Wheels. I can't do shit. So I'm sitting up there talking now. I can hurt your feelings. Got a good mouth game. But again, I'm not going to do all that because you're irrelevant. People don't understand. People think that what hurts somebody's feelings, especially somebody who likes attention. You know what hurts an attention seeker, attention whore the worst? It's silence. Ignoring their ass. Acting like they don't exist. So that's my first thought when it comes to confrontations of any kind. No attention, absolutely. My second thought is cuss a motherfucker out till I get a vessel popped in my forehead. And during that time, I told my wife the other day, I said, you and I, hold on. Hey, Cassandra. And thank you. I said, me and her have never had an argument. Have we had disagreements? Absolutely. But I don't know what's the worst word I can call myself, but I'm disrespectful when I argue. I'm disrespectful. And don't let me know shit about you. And I know that about myself. I told her when we first started dating, I don't do arguing. Because a lot of the shit I say can't be come back from. I know this about myself. I know that I don't care what the fuck I look like. I'm going to attack any flaw in you. I'm going to attack any psyche I know. Hell, I'm taking relatives. I'm going to everybody. Anybody I know about that's got a problem. You got an auntie with a short ass leg. I'm going to talk about that bitch. You got a cousin with a cock eye. I'm talking about that bitch. I promise you on everything I love. By the time I get through, I done went through your whole family goddamn tree. So I don't argue because I'm disrespectful. Now, will I go back after I'm no longer pissed off and think that maybe I shouldn't have talked about Junie's short ass leg? Maybe. But Junie shouldn't have been the auntie. She should have been in another family. I'm just saying. I don't argue respectfully. I don't try to realize that, hey, I'm married to this person. Hey, this is my sister. Hey, this is my best friend. Hey, this is my cousin. I don't think of none of that shit. I got a bad temper and it's violent. And since I can no longer be violent, I allow my mouth to be violent. And I'm not even going to be loud when I do. Because that's another thing people do. People think if you raise the volume and you hollering and screaming at somebody, hold on, let me see. What I say is gonna, hold on. What I say is gonna be blunt and true, and I will have zero sorry feelings about it. You shouldn't have pushed me. Absolutely. It hurt my heart so bad how these children are being just mistreated. Absolutely. But nobody will cuss out the mamas. Nobody will be disrespectful like me to the mamas. But also nobody will go get the babies. Are you having a hard time this week? You want little man to come over here and spend the weekend with me? I ain't got much, but what I got, I'll give him. I got time. Now, we don't have a lot of kids. We're old. So most of the children are old. They're grown. They don't have to come. But couldn't they come having a bad night and come get in the bed with us? Absolutely. Hell, Brittany. Nobody, it's like the only time we want to talk about it is after the shit has happened. That's the only time we want to talk about the bad stuff. We're talking about this situation that I'm sure somebody else has talked about. We're talking about the woman and the boyfriend packing up the apartment and leaving the 12-year-old to come home from school to an empty home. We're talking about it after it happens, but I almost bet y'all money that the mama and the boyfriend was doing some fuck shit before they left. But nobody said nothing to him about it. Then all to go, and I understand everybody don't have an auntie, a cousin, an uncle, or somebody, a grandmama or granddaddy that can come get the kids or they can drop the kids. I get that. I get that everybody got the shit with the way stuff is going on now. We all got hard times. Come November 1st, a lot of people are not going to be able to get their food stamps, and that means a lot of kids are going to be hungry. Hold on. Just recently, my best friend from junior high got it in her mind to call me while sitting next to her man, trying to call me out for being a bad friend while lying on me. What? From junior high? That's a long time. What the hell is junior high for me? We didn't even have junior high. We had 8th grade, 9th grade. We had grade school and high school. That's how old I am. My bad. This was my 40-year high school anniversary, reunion this year, so you can understand what I'm talking about. 40 years is a whole grown person. That's good insurance time. I understand that. I understand people down bad now. And if we keep going the way the government and the way the world is going now, it's just going to get worse before it get better. However, these motherfuckers are still having babies. They still out there just popping out babies. Like milk and honey rolls down the street. I'm going to do better with this one. You know how many times I heard that dumb shit come out your mouth? Why don't you do better with the one you got and then worry about a new one later once you better? No. Out just popping out children like the little Pez candy. I am disgusted. If I was her sister, cousin, auntie, uncle, I'd have whooped her ass. I'd have look. I'd have been to the police. I would have went. I would have been like, you know what? Can I whoop her ass? I need just 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Can I just punch on the throat? And then can I have my nephew, my grandbaby, whatever he was? And the killing part is, I talk to, I focus on women so much because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are left to bear the burden of the children. We're the ones that carry them. We're the ones that have to be there. A man can drop some sperm off on day one and not come back to the child is 18, 20 years old talking about, I'm your daddy.
Or wait till they become an NBA player or football player.
Oh, yeah. Wait till they do something with their life and then all of a sudden say, I miss you, son. So that's why I focus on women as much as I do. Because number one, we the ones that had the babies. We the ones that carry the babies. And we the ones that got to be there at the beginning. Now, there are women that are going to drop them babies off with somebody. CPS, at the fire station, somebody. And I'm not mad at them. I'm really not. I'm mad at the women that thought they didn't have a choice. I'm mad that women don't have a choice to not even bring children, unwanted children into the world. Because let me say it, so that if y'all nobody else say it, I'm going to say it. The children are unwanted. Women who want to have an abortion means they don't want the child that they're pregnant with. And if you think that being pregnant and going through the trauma of pregnancy and birth is going to make them want it more, then you're dumb. So I am not mad with women who leave their babies at the fire station, at the hospital, because you're leaving your baby in a safe place because you know that you're not. I'm pissed off with the bitches that pick them babies up and take them home so that they can abuse them, so that they can leave them, so that they can use them, so that somebody else can use and abuse them. That's what I'm pissed off about. I'm pissed off that you make unilateral decisions for you and a man, but you don't leave your children. You got your child left behind. I'm not mad with a bitch to drop it off at the fire station and say, I can't take care of this baby. I don't love this baby. I don't feel what I'm supposed to feel for this baby. I am 100% down in her corner with her. It is the bitches that get up every day lying. And they all don't look like what you would consider a lying ass mama to look like. It's the mama to get her hair, her nails done, the new purses, the new cars, and her baby still got on shoes from 3 years ago. It is the mama that shop at Macy's and the baby that shop at Walmart. It's the permission slips that go unsigned because I got something to do that weekend. It's the parties the kids can't go to. It's the birthday parties that don't get thrown. It's watching other little girls and little boys get things while you buying your mama buying stuff. But I'm taping up the bottom of my shoes. I applaud any person that knows that they cannot be a parent, regardless of whether or not they're about to be, and they do something about it. There's nothing wrong with that. And anytime you make a woman feel bad about a decision she made, then you're the bad person. Because coming from experience, babies will sneak up on you. And it is up to you to make the best decisions for them as soon as you figure out you're pregnant. Once I realized that this thing was real and it was not some kind of denial I was in, I had to realize that, bitch, you about to be broke, you about to be hungry, but your baby is not. You about to be single, but your baby is not. Because your baby gonna always have me. These are the decisions I had to make. Now, if I had to make another decision, I would have. I am pro-choice. I am pro not bringing a child into hatred. I'm a pro not bringing a child into a life of pain. I know that ain't everybody's thing, but the reality is that every person that is pro-life, anti-abortion, abortion is a sin. How many babies have you taken in? How many have you adopted? How many times have you went to the food bank and dropped off formula for these babies that you are blessings, are miracles, that had to come here? You had to stand outside with a sign in the rain in front of an abortion clinic, making what is the worst day for some women even worse. How much money have you dropped off? How many times did you sign up to go sit with the baby when and hold it and skin it so it would feel some kind of warmth, some kind of love? How many times? How many adoption lists are you on? How many foster lists are you on? Don't worry, I'll wait. The same people that are anti are the same people that tell you once you get here are the same people who are making jokes about the fact that there are going to be millions of children hungry. There are going to be millions of children who use WIC and food stamps to buy formula that won't be able to get formula, but their mother can't produce enough milk, so the infants are going to be hungry. Play with me if you act like I don't know what I'm talking about. But you, these same anti people, anti abortion, anti everything, are the same people who are making jokes, making cute little videos about what you do with the food stamps from October, why you need the ones from November, while eating a piece of peanut butter toast. Some white lady got on TikTok and made a nice little video talking about, y'all worried about your benefits in November. What you do with the ones in October? I know you didn't buy nothing nutritious like this peanut butter toast. I know you just bought processed stuff. Bitch, I ate up them $91 in October. That's what it is. I am disabled and on disability. Before that, I worked from the time I was 17 until I was 55, with maybe 2 years out of that whole time I didn't work. 6 months I stayed home with Nick, and just various times I was unemployed for a little while. But from the time I was 17 years old to the time I was 55 years old, I paid taxes. And I mean, I paid all my taxes because I didn't even use me as a dependent during the year. Whatever money you want to get out of me during the year, you get that shit, and I'll just get it back later. So when I needed it, I could go on disability. I could go and go down and get a benefit or two. But you know how much benefits? $91. I had gastric bypass, so I have to eat a lot of protein. No, I had sleep. I don't know what I had. Because I didn't get the big, I had like a piece of my stomach cut off, but I still got the rest of it. Still got my gallbladder. But anyway, I need protein. 4 pack of protein shakes. Just a 4 pack of protein shakes. The cheapest is $8. I have to have at least one a day to go along with the other things I eat, so I can keep up my protein to build my muscle back up so I can start walking. So $91. How many protein? How much protein would that get me? Just the protein shakes. So you sit up here bitching about people not getting their benefits and making jokes and laughing and kiki and ha-ha, but it's going to be children that are not eating. The children that we're now forcing people to have, that we're forcing children to have after they've been raped by their daddy. That we're forcing rape victims to have that raped by strangers. That we're threatening to send doctors to jail, to federal prison. That we're threatening mothers who have to make this decision. with jail. Oh shit, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. It's not scrolling. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Louder with the truth. Cut her to the quick. She still hasn't been able to call me back. Like, girl, I've known for 30 plus years. I know you're true. Don't do me. Absolutely. Amen. That's racy. That's crazy. Throw away the key. Bet they don't get any time. You know. Thank you, Cassandra. I try. Hell, the kids ate them just like they ate your groceries last month. Absolutely. Here's the thing: had people had prior warning at the beginning of October, they would have shopped differently and prepared differently. Right, right. But they said nothing. Right. Here's the thing, y'all. The reality is that at the end of the day, there are more people than not that will help. There are, you know, they are people that will help. But it's the people that make the jokes. It's the people that have all this to say that blow me. You have the elderly who the only extra money, hear me when I'm telling you this. You have the elderly people in their 60s, in their 70s, 80s, hell, some of them 90s, that the only money they get for food are their little food stamps, and most of them get $81, $91. That's what
Hey,
they
why you
get.
frowning at the
I'm not frowning. I'm trying to see without my glass on.
Put your glasses on.
Shut your
Cause
faces.
you look like this. You talk about me.
What, my face? I have a resting bitch face. It's always like this.
It was cold.
She threw me out now. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Something.
Drugs. Don't do drugs. I remember that. I'm just playing. Weed is fine. Um, what the hell was I talking about? Oh shit, I hit the thing. Sorry, y'all. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. The people who are going to be hurt the most. My patients here in Oklahoma got $21.50 in food stamps. Yep. It depends upon how much your benefits are a month, and they slowly take them away. And people don't understand that the reality is that everybody on assistance will
$21.
not, because it's a state to state thing. If your state has the money for food stamps, your food stamps will come in. If they don't, they won't. That's just how it is.
And he over there building the damn ball.
I won't even say nothing like that. I don't even want to get into that motherfucker because that's a whole nother thing. And that makes he make my eyeball itch. I believe this one my eye red because he's still alive. But anyway, uh, and they make all these jokes and these fucked up videos. But the people who are going to be hurt the worst are going to be the elderly, who that's all the money they have for food. I promise you, your mamas and grandmamas and great grandmamas and aunties and uncles are sitting up there trying to figure out what bill they're going to pay this month so they can get their medicine next month. They up here trying to figure out what they're going to do and what they're going to move around so that they can buy something to eat for this week because they didn't eat last week. It's going to be children who, if they don't go to school, they don't eat. It's going to be infants whose mama might make too much money for WIC, but just enough in food stamps so she can buy her formula, which is $20, $30, $40 a can. And I don't want to hear nobody say shit about breastfeed because not everybody can breastfeed. But your baby gonna have to eat regardless of whether or not your titties work. Nick had breast milk and formula. And when he bit my boob, he had formula. I almost threw my baby across the room. He bit my shit so hard, it sent a electric. I felt like I was electrocuted. Swear to God, I felt like I was electrocuted. I don't even think he had teeth. He had like two. But I don't know how he got him to do what they did. But he's breastfeeding, and and all of a sudden he hit. I don't know what he did, but my eye twitched, my nose started twitching, my arm. I felt like I was having a stroke, heart attack, embolism, everything. I almost threw his ass across the room. It was a pain. It wasn't even pain. It was an electroshock treatment. And at that moment, I realized, you know what? I should not put my nipple in your mouth no more. Guess what? Formula, here you go. That sounds bad, but it was what it was. I don't know. Red did that once. You snatched out your boob and popped the lip. I didn't even think to pop his lip. I promise you, like Lonnie, my eye went like this. I was like, it was painful, but it was so strange that it wasn't a pain like we had contractions shit, but it was he bit it and it was like it shot and I made my teeth hurt. It was everything. It was just on this side. I don't even remember if it was this boob. It might have been another boob. I don't know if it was this boob. Baby, when I tell you, I almost considered throwing my son like a football across the room because that shit hurt so bad. I looked down and she was pulling back, looking up and grinning. Oh, I can see it. Cause I done seen Nick when he got older and he would be on his bottle, right? And he'd be tearing that nipple up. And I'm like, I'm so glad I took my nipple from this boy. There's a reason why animals, when the milk teeth gone, they stop. Cause that shit hurt. That's crazy. She's a little gremlin. That was crazy. Like I have never wanted to hurt. That's the only time I've ever wanted to physically hurt my child because he confused me. He threw my brain into confusion. I was like, that's not supposed to happen. He gonna have like 14, 14, two on the top, two on the bottom. I was trying to figure out why he got extra teeth from. Felt like the nigga got extra teeth. I was like, not teeth. But excuse me, I'm an old runner. Screw me. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Oh, okay. I'm back. But yeah, that was crazy. But we laughing and joking now in the stories. But the reality is those are the people that are going to be hurt. A grown up can go to get the kids meal, go get a pack of ramen, make that shit last. You can't ramen your infant. It's going to be children. The children are our future. But you got to give them a present. Because them nerves shoot a different kind of pain, baby. Baby. The only other time I felt pain like that, let me see. Hold on. Let me think for a second. It wasn't even when I broke my knee because I was numb. I couldn't feel nothing. I don't remember nothing from when I broke my knee. A couple times after I had surgery. A couple times. But yeah, it wasn't nothing like when he bit my nipple. I had to look at it and hold it up to see if he bit it off. I was about to look in his mouth and see what's something in there. But like I said, not everybody. Oh, my hair hurt. Like I said, not everybody can breastfeed. Anyway. We got to do better as a people, as a whole. But yes, he is building the money that he's taking from the benefits, SNAP and Medicaid and things like that, is the same amount of money he's paying for this golden ballroom that he's building. And I try to, again, I try to stay out of politics because we are so far away. She fared better than that dude that thought that eating was, hold on. She fared better than the dude that thought eating was literal and bit what shouldn't be bit and got punched. That's funny. That's crazy. That's nasty. Anyway, I try to talk about him because it's so far away from reality, but it is our reality. You know what I'm saying? It took me a minute to get what you said, Leilani, but I got it. And now in my head, that's all I can think of. I can't even go back to what Eddie said. Cause that's crazy. That's crazy. If you're not 100% certain what you're supposed to be doing down there, don't go. Them is just nerve endings down there. Don't do that. No, if you are not, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna go. Has nothing to this. We're fairly off topic, and it's Leilani's fault. It is. Look here. Not everybody is sexually adventurous. Not everybody is adept at things that are pleasurable. Okay? Okay. If you're not good at something, don't just try it. Okay? Tell your partner. You know, your partner be like, you want to go downtown? And you better be honest. Sir, ma'am, I don't think you should let me down now. I don't think I'd be good at that. I need some practice. Maybe bring out a banana, a cucumber. Maybe give me a peach or something I can try it out with. Don't practice on my coochie. I feel like that's no, no, no. Don't do that. Not like you're blowing bubbles and stuff. Don't ask a friend. Ask a friend that is good at stuff. You know what I'm saying? Watch porn. I mean, because the reality is 99% of porn is very fake. But you can learn some tips and some tricks. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go down there. Don't just go down there raw dog and think you just know something.
Willy nilly.
Yeah, just all willy nilly. You know, down there just hunting around in the dark like you in a haunted house. The hook? No. Like something gonna jump out and scare you. Leave me alone. I'm alright. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all something for all the ladies who have not reached a certain age and a certain time in their life, your sex drive does change. Now it may or may not change for it changes. Absolutely. Um Also when you get into a relationship, the relationship changes your sex drive. That being said, if you are not, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to be a porn star, but you got to at least know how to write a letter with your tongue. You know what I'm saying? And you should never use teeth. Teeth are not optional. Teeth are a no no. That's just, I just can't get it out of my head, Leilani. And it's Leilani's fault. Everybody say thank you to Leilani. Because now what you said is killing my head. It's killing my head. Because I could just see somebody going, what are you doing? And what do you say at that moment? What do you say? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think that you should, if you're with somebody, you with a partner and it's little, you need to let him know it's little. If you with a partner and it's too big or he don't know what to do with all that, let him know. If you with a partner that thinks that he did his big one and you gonna go in the bathroom with your little one and I said punch. Wait a minute. You ain't say punch. He got yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I don't know. I think that maybe we need to change. If they assume eating means actual teeth work, then maybe we need to change the wording. Maybe not eating. Baby, what's another word? Munching, um, licking, anything that ain't got nothing to do with teeth. I'm just saying. But I say again, if you don't know what you're doing, if they don't know what they're doing, that's why I was. Tell them. You know what I'm saying? If you with somebody and they don't move around, they just lay there, let them know. Say, hey, you can throw it back a little bit. Come on, get the rhythm. Clap or something. I don't know. Shit, it's been a minute. Since I had to teach anybody anything, it's been a while. Or since I've been taught. Tell people. What's that? Hey,
Huh?
what's clapping?
Oh, I was looking at some DJ lights.
Baby got some clapping.
Making them work.
I thought she was trying to be funny because the clapping was off key. I'd have been mad with that stroke. That was what it was. That was the noise she was making, right? I'd have been mad with that stroke. What are you doing? Do y'all tell me? Okay, I have a question. It did sound like that, right? But then what we was talking about, I thought maybe she, got a picture, got a video of somebody doing something nasty. But then I was like, that beat is off. Yeah, don't do that. What kind of... No. But I have a question for those who have new partners. Do y'all tell them that it's good? I mean, I know you tell them that it's good, but do you tell them when it's bad? I think you should tell. I think what happens is, because here's the thing: if don't nobody ever tell this dude he got trash, he's gonna keep giving out trash like it's gold. You know what I'm saying? If don't nobody ever tell old girl, you need to move some more, you need to, you need to get into it. You can't just lay there like a slab of meat. She gonna just keep laying there like a slab of meat and pissing people off. You know what I'm saying? Do we tell? Do we tell somebody when it's not fresh like it should be? You know what I mean? Do you go, oh, baby, let's take a shower? I mean, they gonna know it's bad because I'm not. I mean, are we still faking it? Are we still faking it? Because somebody let me know. I don't have to. But that being said, lesbian sex is a little different than heterosexual sex. And I'm just leave it at that. But are we still faking it? Are we still faking it and then wait till they go to sleep and go into the bathroom? I'm just asking. We always get way off topic. I don't know how we got here, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Are we still faking it? I don't know. Where do we go from here? We did the doxing. Talked about the bad parents. And we went all the way to sex. Good night. Do you talk about sex? Is there a certain age you stop talking about it? Anyway, I'm going to leave on this note. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I appreciate everybody who's came through and chatted with me. Thank you so much. I think we'll do it again tomorrow. Because normally I don't do it on the weekend because baby be doing other videos and stuff. But I might do it this weekend. Just depends. If something hits me. Because normally I just come on here when something hit me. And every now and again something really hits me. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank all my mods and the people that come through and support the Bomb Squad. I want to thank the Bomb Squad for being the Bomb Squad. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank everybody in the chat, everybody who's contributed. I want to thank everybody who's in the bushes and just looking. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you, Rico. You have a wonderful day too. I love you guys so much. I appreciate your support, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll find something to talk about. All right, y'all. It's your girl Lisa. Bye, y'all.